What the hell is this? What the hell is this? I don't gotta do nothing. You gotta do something. On July 5th, 2021, Hollywood lost one of its most unforgettable icons, William Smith. Best known for playing fearsome cowboys, ruthless gangsters, and chilling villains, Smith commanded the screen like few others could. Now you leave when you're excused. Now say it. Please, may I be excused. Say it. His intense eyes and towering frame weren't just for show, they embodied a man who made toughness an art form. For decades, he redefined the tough guy image in film history, becoming a symbol of raw power and grit. But behind that intimidating glare was a man shaped by pain, haunted by struggles the public never saw. His journey off camera was just as dramatic, filled with hidden sorrow and personal battles he kept locked away. Join us in this video as we discuss the last words of William Smith that will make you cry. If you don't quit telling me about your debt of honor, there's no way we can do business. What? William Smith was born on March 24th, 1933, in Columbia, Missouri, to William E.M.T.T. Tith and Emily Smith. He spent his early childhood on a cattle ranch where life was tough but full of adventure. Surrounded by open fields, horses, and hard work, young William developed a deep love for the outdoors. This rugged lifestyle helped shape his strong, fearless personality and would later become a key part of the roles he played on screen. Riding horses and working with cattle wasn't just a part of his childhood. It became the backbone of the grit and authenticity he brought to Hollywood years later. When he was just 8 years old, his family moved to Southern California, trading the simplicity of ranch life for the glamour and opportunity of Hollywood. That move changed everything. Living so close to the film industry, Smith soon found himself drawn to the world of acting. He began landing small, uncredited roles in major films and quickly became part of a magical era, even rubbing shoulders with stars like Lon Chaney Jr. and Judy Garland. Some of his earliest film appearances included The Ghost of Frankenstein and Meet Me in St. Louis. Even though he was just a child, his charm and natural presence on camera made him stand out. It was clear from the start that William Smith had something special. His early ranch life gave him a unique edge. He didn't just pretend to be tough, he was tough. That authenticity stayed with him and became the foundation of the powerful, unforgettable characters he would bring to life in the years to come. You might not recognize the name William Smith right away, but if you've ever watched classic movies or television shows from the past 7 decades, chances are you've seen his unforgettable face. With a bodybuilder's build, rugged good looks, and a natural intensity, William Smith became one of Hollywood's most dependable and memorable action stars. He wasn't just another actor trying to make it, he was the real deal. A man who brought raw toughness and energy to every role he played. What makes his story even more remarkable is how it all began. Smith never planned to be a Hollywood star. In fact, he was studying to earn his doctorate when fate stepped in. One unexpected opportunity, a contract with the legendary MGM Studios, completely changed the course of his life. From that moment on, he dove headfirst into show business and never looked back. Over the next 3 decades, Smith carved out a name for himself, especially in B-movies and television shows. He became the go-to guy when producers needed someone who looked like he could win or survive a brutal fight. Whether he was playing a tough-as-nails villain or a no-nonsense hero, William Smith made his mark in more than 250 roles. Every time he appeared on screen, he brought a powerful presence that felt real, because for him, being tough wasn't just acting, it was who he truly was. Among William Smith's countless roles, none stand out quite like his showdown with Clint Eastwood in Any Which Way You Can, 1980. As the fierce, bare-knuckle fighter Jack Wilson, Smith went toe-to-toe with Eastwood in what became one of cinema's most legendary fight scenes. But the brilliance didn't start there. It began earlier in the film when their characters unexpectedly teamed up to demolish a bar full of troublemakers. The best part? Every punch, every hit was real. Neither Smith nor Eastwood used stunt doubles, and Smith himself later revealed with pride that it was one of the longest two-man fight sequences ever shot without stand-ins, a rare and almost reckless dedication to authenticity. That relentless drive for realism wasn't new for Smith. Back in Darker Than Amber, 1970, he engaged in a fight so raw with Rod Taylor that it stopped feeling like acting. Neither man held back, and the injuries proved it. Smith walked away with 3 broken ribs, while Taylor suffered a broken nose. What audiences witnessed on screen wasn't just choreography. It was a brutal clash born out of grit and determination, forever cementing its place in Hollywood lore. Yet Smith's legacy was never only about violence or strength. He had a rare intensity, a presence that commanded the screen whether he was playing a ruthless villain or a flawed anti-hero. Every role he took on carried a weight, a sense of truth that reminded viewers this wasn't just entertainment, it was raw humanity captured on film. Looking back now, it's hard not to feel a sense of loss. Few actors dared to live and breathe their craft the way Smith did. His journey was one of bruises, broken bones, and relentless perseverance. But it was also one of passion, heart, and unforgettable artistry. He fought his way through Hollywood's toughest ranks, leaving behind not just performances but pieces of himself in every frame. So if you ever find yourself watching an old action flick and catch sight of that rugged face, trading blows with unshakable resolve, pause for a moment. That's William Smith, an icon who gave everything to his craft, a man whose battles on screen mirrored the fight of his own life, and whose legacy will forever echo through the reels of cinema history. As the final curtain closed on the legendary life of William Smith, his last words revealed the deep love and pain he carried with him till the very end. Known as Hollywood's ultimate tough guy, Smith wasn't someone you'd expect to show vulnerability. But in his final moments, stripped of all the action roles and hardened characters he once played, he was just a man reflecting on life, love, and regrets. According to those close to him, William's final words were whispered with a trembling voice. Tell them I wasn't just muscle. I had a heart too. That single line shattered the hardened image many had of him. After decades of playing villains, cowboys, and warriors, it was this emotional confession that reminded everyone of his humanity. He spent his last days surrounded by loved ones, recounting old memories from Hollywood sets, and the quieter moments no one saw, like reading poetry, caring for animals, and missing people he had lost. In the end, William Smith didn't go out as the rough and rugged fighter. He left as a gentle soul who simply wanted to be remembered for more than just his strength. When Rod tossed aside choreography and decided to trade stage punches for the real thing, the set transformed into a battlefield. William Smith later recalled in a 2010 interview, that wasn't acting. It was a real fight. Blood, bones, and no holding back. Rod wasn't just trained, he was a natural-born fighter. That clash was unforgettable. But the truth is, long before Hollywood lights ever found him, Smith's life already read like the script of an action-packed blockbuster. At just 18, he enlisted in the U.S. Air Force, stepping into a world of danger and relentless discipline. What followed was a whirlwind of experiences that bordered on the unbelievable. He became fluent in Russian, German, French, and Serbo-Croatian skills that would soon place him in the heart of high-stakes operations during the Korean War. Flying covert missions over Russia and the Eastern Bloc, he earned a level of security clearance reserved for those on the razor's edge of espionage. His ambition was clear. After honing his intellect at prestigious institutions like Syracuse, the University of Munich, the Sorbonne in Paris, and UCLA, he dreamed of becoming a spy. Yet, while sharpening his mind, he was equally sculpting his body into something legendary. He didn't just train, he conquered. Smith won the Air Force Light Heavyweight Boxing Championship, became a 2-time discus champion at UCLA, and even claimed the 200-pound World Arm Wrestling title. Add to that his black belts in Kung Fu and Kempo Karate, and it was clear he wasn't a man you wanted to test. For anyone who flipped through bodybuilding magazines in the 60s and 70s, Smith's presence was unforgettable. His chiseled 18-inch biceps, his unbelievable feat of 100 nonstop sit-ups, and his ability to reverse curl 163 pounds made him larger than life. Standing at 6'2", he wasn't just muscle, he was a force of nature. Whether tearing across motocross tracks, skiing down brutal slopes, or even playing semi-pro football in Germany, his energy seemed limitless. His legacy was impossible to ignore. In 1995, he was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Academy of Bodybuilding and Fitness, followed by his 2010 induction into the Muscle Beach, Venice Bodybuilding Hall of Fame. Hollywood eventually came calling, unable to resist a man who embodied raw strength and real danger. By 2000, he was officially recognized by the Stuntmen's Association of Motion Pictures, cementing his place among the toughest of the tough. And yet, beneath all the accolades and impossible feats, there's a bittersweet truth. Smith wasn't just playing the part of a hero, he lived it every single day, at a cost most will never truly understand. His story wasn't built in studios or on sound stages. It was forged in blood, grit, and relentless determination. And as we look back now, we can't help but ask, how did a man who had already conquered the world decide to take on Hollywood? The answer is just as extraordinary as the life he led. William Smith's life was a powerful blend of soaring triumphs and heartbreaking challenges. Behind the rugged screen presence and tough guy image, he quietly fought personal battles that threatened to overshadow his fame. Like many who faced the relentless pressures of Hollywood, he turned to drugs and alcohol as a way to cope. What began as a way to unwind after long shoots soon spiraled into a dangerous dependency that consumed both his time and spirit. Yet even in his darkest moments, Smith refused to surrender. With the unwavering support of his loved ones, he checked himself into rehab, determined to reclaim his life. The road to recovery was grueling, but his strength and resolve carried him through, emerging with a renewed sense of purpose. As if personal battles weren't enough, financial hardship struck him in the 1990s, forcing him to declare bankruptcy despite his earlier successes. For a man once at the top, this was a humbling blow. But Smith's resilience never faltered. He embraced every acting role that came his way, proving that no setback could silence his dedication or his passion for his craft. His life became a testament to the idea that real strength is forged in hardship. Throughout his career, Smith worked alongside some of the biggest names in Hollywood, leaving his mark on every project he touched. His on-screen chemistry with Clint Eastwood in Any Which Way You Can remains unforgettable, capturing audiences with their electric dynamic. But Eastwood was just the beginning. He collaborated with acclaimed directors like Martin Scorsese and Michael Mann, and appeared in Francis Ford Coppola's The Outsiders, sharing scenes with a young Tom Cruise. From action giants like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone to icons like Charles Bronson, Smith stood shoulder to shoulder with legends, always holding his own. To his colleagues, Smith wasn't just an actor, he was a force, known for his professionalism and unwavering dedication. He had a rare ability to elevate those around him, cementing his place as one of Hollywood's finest unsung heroes. Smith's passion stretched far beyond the silver screen. A lifelong athlete, he poured himself into bodybuilding and martial arts with the same intensity he brought to his roles. His natural talent and discipline earned him titles such as Mr. America and Mr. California. But for him, it was never about trophies. It was about transformation, pushing his limits, and becoming stronger inside and out. Martial arts became another cornerstone of his life, where he achieved a black belt in karate and studied various styles like kung fu and kempo. It wasn't just physical, it was spiritual, shaping his discipline and grounding him during turbulent times. Driven by compassion, Smith also taught self-defense to women and at-risk children, using his skills to empower others, and give back to his community. This side of him revealed a man who wasn't just tough on screen, but deeply kind hearted in real life. For all his fame, Smith's heart belonged to his family. He married Michelle Smith in 1969, and their 2 decades together were filled with love, until her tragic death in 1989 left him devastated. Grief weighed heavily on him, but he channeled his pain into his work, using acting as both refuge and therapy. In the years that followed, he found love again with Joanne Colley. She became his second wife and lifelong partner, standing by him through every high and low. Together, they built a quiet life away from the spotlight, where Smith could simply be a husband and father. For him, family was always his anchor, his greatest treasure amid the chaos of fame. Even in his late 80s, William Smith remained unstoppable. He kept acting, still captivating audiences with every appearance, and even became the Marlboro Man in a celebrated ad campaign. In 2009, he revealed yet another side of himself by publishing the poetic works of William Smith, showing the world his reflective artistic heart beneath his hardened exterior. But on July 5th, 2021, the entertainment world was shaken when Smith passed away at 88 at the Motion Picture and Television Country House in Los Angeles. His death, caused by complications of hepatitis and age, marked the end of an era. Fans and colleagues mourned deeply, remembering not only his strength and talent, but also his kindness and humanity. William Smith's story is one of resilience, love, and redemption. Through every battle, every heartbreak, and every triumph, he left behind a legacy far greater than fame. His journey reminds us that even the toughest among us carries scars, and that true greatness lies in rising above them. Though he is gone, his memory lives on, etched into the hearts of those who knew his work, his spirit, and his unshakable will to keep fighting.